So I'm going to post this video for you guys. We're going to go over Mr. Hawk's personal narrative, okay? And I want you guys taking notes about how I did this, because you're going to do something very similar, okay? And I'm going to take pictures so you guys can see what I did, okay? Over the next few days, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, Hashim, editing tips. So today, if I don't want to write the whole thing, if I'm you, I want to start with my introduction, right? I'm going to say what I learned. Let's get started. So the theme, think before you act. Willie, what do I want to teach people?
Think before you act. Act.
Willie.
Before you act.
Yes, I want to teach people to think before I act. Who would like to read my story? Or should I read my story?
I want to read it.
Willie, go ahead.
I want to read it.
Willie, go ahead.
On a normal Monday morning, my little sister and I were getting... I can't see that.
We're getting into trouble.
Oh, we're getting into trouble.
Already, I tell you the setting on a normal Monday morning. I give you the characters, my sister and I, and we're getting into trouble, right? Who's reading? Because Willie walked away for some reason. Hashim, keep going. Oh, I just ripped mine.
Can I read?
Hashim, go. You're muted, Hashim.
We were staying at my grandparents' home in New Haven, Connecticut.
Again, that's the setting, right? I'm telling you where the story is taking place.
For a week with our parents.
Sorry. Without our parents. So again, telling us characters. We're with my grandparents, right? And my parents are not there. You understand? Great. I'm going to go a little faster. We were told to always listen to our grandparents, but that morning we were in the kitchen messing around. I'm already hinting at the problem. I'm hinting, Delaney, that I'm not listening, right?
Can I read no?
Mr. C, could you tag Alicia again? And could you tag a few other people who aren't here still? We had just come back inside from running around and we were hungry. We came inside rushing and I wasn't thinking and I was grabbing everything I could. So that's the introduction, right? I tell you my setting, I tell you my characters, and I give a hint at my problem. Was I thinking? I was rushing around and I described why I was doing it because I was feeling what?
Hungry.
I was hungry and I needed food. Paragraph 2.
Can I read?
Yes, but you better read like a good reader with emotion. You could do that?
Yes. Jared. Stop.
That's not my name.
Jared, stop running. Stop running, yelled my sister, but I just blocked her out. I shoved food in my mouth and it
Tasted delectable.
delectable.
What is that a fancy word of saying?
Delicious.
Good.
Make
Hermoso, gracias. I chewed on thousands of cookies.
on dozens.
Dozens
of cookies.
And they tasted warm.
Remember, sensory details. I want to describe how something feels, how it tastes. So I'm telling you exactly it tasted warm.
Can I read the
They
second part?
tasted so warm It was if, by the way, like or as, right? It was if they had just come out of the oven because the chocolate melted in my mouth, right?
Can I read the third page?
That's sensory details. I'm telling you exactly what it feels like. I was out of control. I wasn't thinking about anything but the next thing that I would eat or do. It was at that moment I saw the TV. It was flashing a brilliant picture. The colors were so vivid that I was drawn to the TV. I told Talia right then, I think I want to watch TV while we eat. That's paragraph 2. And now
I
we're
read
on
the third one.
paragraph 3.
I want to read paragraph 3.
Who's me?
Delani.
Delaney, let's go.
As I started to move the TV in the direction of the table, it was as if time had stopped.
By the way, does time ever stop? That's a type of metaphor. I'm stopping time, right? I can't stop time. I'm not a superhero. So it's a type of literary device.
I didn't think that.
I stopped my eyes. My eyes got. I stopped. My eyes got huge. I can't see the other part.
As the TV began to slip out of my fingers.
My fingertips lost control of the TV, and my sister let out a
Shriek.
shriek. A shriek.
So again, in order for me to make a better statement, what could I have added right there? What could I have added? What words could I have added right there? Yeah, Amani said it perfectly. I could have gone like this. Do you see what I'm doing? Who could tell me what I just wrote?
You said ah.
Exactly. It's like a scream, right? And that's the point. I'm screaming this, or not me. Talia would be screaming. I could have added dialogue, and that would have made the story a little bit more interesting. All right, she let out a shriek. I watched in horror as the TV fell on a crystal cake plate, and they all went crashing onto the hard floor. I stood frozen in place, and I saw thousands of sparkling shards of glass looking at me.
It was.
Does glass look at me?
No, you look at it.
So
No.
yeah, that's a metaphor. I'm comparing it to a person that would be looking at me. It's not really they're not really looking at me.
But you look
Pieces
at
of
it.
glass. They don't have eyes. But it's as if they're staring at me, right?
It was
At that moment,
that I realized I had done something horribly wrong. I had broken the TV,
shattered the cake plate,
and ruined the cake. I knew I was going to
be
in so much trouble.
Ding, 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 ding. And last, but certainly not least, the conclusion.
Okay, you can read it.
Once I regained feeling in my legs, I ran straight to my grandparents. As soon as I saw them, I began to cry. I told them everything. I didn't leave a single detail out. And I told them the absolute truth. To my surprise, they did not, we edited that, get mad. Jared, I'm using dialogue, I'm using quotation marks. Jared, we are very happy you told the truth, but you do understand that there will be consequences, my grandfather said. I know, I replied. You'll have to clean up the mess. What?
Do they speak English?
Do they speak English? Yes. You will have to clean up the mess you made. As I was cleaning the mess, I began to think. I said to myself, hold on, I got stuck. I said to myself, if I had only been thinking, this would not have happened. I turned to Talia and told her, sorry for not listening to you, and I am not thinking before I acted. Talia responded, it's okay as long as you learned your lesson. Again, I told you this last time, but did that conversation actually happen?
No.
No, because you said she was only 5 years old.
Right. So why did I add that part?
I don't know.
Come on, think.
So
Because
to teach the readers a lesson.
Thank you, Pharaoh. Because I want you guys to learn a theme. So therefore, I'm going to say something happened that didn't really happen, which you guys might do also, right? Okay. Today, I don't want you reading the whole thing, right? Writing the whole thing. But you're going to be working in bits and pieces every single day. So right now, until Miss Infante's class at 11:15, I'm letting you go. What are you going to start to write?
The personal narrative.
You're going to go to that assignment and you're going to write your first paragraph, or try to write your first paragraph. Remember, by the way, you're not randomly writing a story. Where are you going?
We're going to writing. We filled something out saying what we're going to write about.
Exactly. If you remember, I gave you this writing choices, right? I did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so let me go here so I can just open that form. Give me 1 second.
Can I look at mine? I don't know where mine is because it's lost in a pipe of somewhere.
Band.
So again, Alex, you want to talk about have fun. Makai, think before you act. Alicia, face your fears. Hashim, be careful. Zaire, help people in need, right? And Zaire, you there? You talked about what story can you teach? What story happened to you that could teach you to help people? What story can you talk about, Zaire, that could teach somebody to help people?
Um,
Do you want to write about a different time in your life?
yeah, maybe.
What do you think you'd want to write about?
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to help you figure that out because that's your brother's and yours biggest problem is like figuring out what to write about. So when everyone else leaves, you're going to stay for a second, okay?
Okay.
Pharaoh, you said think before you act. Amani, you're here, so listen to your parents. Angela, don't judge a book by its cover. Never give up is what you wrote, Heaven. Maria, think before you speak. Noelle, never bully people. Jeremiah, think before you ask. Delaney, face your fears, think before you act, and don't let your fears stop you. Jonathan, you never did this one. So what lesson?
Mr. Hodge.
Jonathan, what lesson would you want to try to teach somebody?
Helping people.
Okay, so then did you help somebody one time, and do you want to talk about that?
Well, I helped my mom.
So then talk about a time you really helped your mom through something difficult, okay? And Sanaya, what about you? What story do you want to talk about? I want you to think about that today because I need everyone starting something today. So if I'm going to here for personal narrative later, and I look at this, what I'm going to need to see is I'm going to need to see people writing in this, okay? All right, let me stop my share. Are there any questions before I let you guys go?
Mr. Hodge.
Yes, Willie.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I might want to change my theme.
What do you want to teach?
Not to touch other people's stuff.
Okay, that's perfect. You have one. You have something in your mind. Good. Maria, what was your question? You raised your hand.
I was gonna say I don't really know what to write about because it's supposed to be a personal narrative, but I don't really think anything like. Crazy.
Remember, it could be something you saw. You could talk about somebody else learning a lesson that you watched them learn. Or if Maria, if you really can't think,
Don't steal.
what can you do?
I don't know. Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Leilani, you have a question? All right, you're good. Leilani, you want to start writing yours?
Don't go
All
to
right, bye, Leilani. Angela, do you know what to do? Bye, Angela. All right, Jonathan, do you understand what to do now?
Yeah.
All right, so get started. Delaney, do you know the story you want to talk about? All right, get started. Will, you know the story you want to write about? All right, I'll see you later. Come back after gym. Sanaya, do you know the story you want to write about or no? All right, so you'll stay. Noelle, do you know what to write about? What's your question?
At the same time, I don't know what to write about, but at the same time, I do.
Me too.
So then
That's how I
start
feel.
writing that, and then I'll help you. Me and Mr. C are going to be leaving a lot of comments on your, okay?
Yeah, but like, since I'm talking about the bullying, like don't bully people, what am I gonna say? That's the question.
Start with your setting. Where does your story start? Who is in your story?
You guys,
Wait, I couldn't, wait, what?
It was at school. I did at school.
All right, Jeremiah, do you have any questions? So Jeremiah, get started on your writing, okay? Marcus, do you know what to do? Zaire,
Yes.
what do you think?
Like, what do you mean?
What do you think you want to write about? Like, what's a very interesting story that you think you write about?
I'm not sure.
What was a very fun time in your life? Or what? Tell me a time you were very scared.
I'm not sure. I really don't. I wasn't. Well, I really don't know, honestly.
All right. What could we do? You could write about. Was there a time you said you went outside in nature?
Yeah, I want to name.
Would you like to write a story describing what that was like?
Okay, sure. I'll
Was
write
it scary at all?
Well, it was kind of because like I had to climb up rocks and stuff, and
Okay, so let me tell you. Before you talk about that climbing part, were you nervous?
kind of because the rocks were slippery. They had like little green and stuff on it. And
Right. So Zaire, your lesson is to be what a lot of people said, to face your fears. Okay?
But eventually, I got helped.
But you did it, right?
Yeah.
And so you're going to need to describe that and talk about that, okay?
Okay.
Write a few paragraphs. Talk a lot about the details, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye, Zaire. All
See you
right.
later.
Is there any other questions? Because I'm going to end this meeting.
What should I write?
I want you to try to figure that out. I can't tell you what to write about. I don't know your life.
Like it starts from school then to home.
You said you wanted to write about the bullying, right? And you went to a different school, right? So then talk about how you had a bully. And then you'll talk about like how she bullied you in school and then your mom's. Okay, it's like the first paragraph, Delaney, quit that. It's annoying. The first paragraph is going to be about you at school having fun. Then you're going to talk about your second paragraph getting bullied. Then you're going to talk about your mom trying to solve it. And then your last paragraph is how you're at 107 now.
Bye.
Sanaya, you're going to try to start writing something, right? All right. I'm ending this meeting.
Oh yeah, Mr. Hodge. So I'm supposed to do it on Docs, right?
Yes.
Like on Google Docs.
Yes.
All right.
Remember,
Thank you.
Sanaya, remember before I end this meeting, you're not writing it on a separate piece of paper this time. You're typing in the beginning. All right, bye.